Why?
So, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go.
No one's in here yet. Oh. Hi, Wilmer. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can't see emails or something.
My hands.
Not enough memory to open. Well, you already had it open. Hello, everybody. So far, looks like I'm using my phone again. But I've got my little computer tech on the job over here. Yeah, that thing don't work on
I do this when I'm on video chatting with people. Where'd it go?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a smarty. I'm a smarty.
Can everybody hear us? I'm guessing it's working. Okay.
My teeth. Okay. You okay?
My computer tech is on the job, trying to get my computer to work. She thought she had it set up and something went.
Work.
Yeah, something didn't work. Looks like we have Paul Dale, Wilmer, GFW Trains, Hastings, BNSF, N-Scale Marler, John Dilly.
I'm here.
Yeah, I know you're here.
Can I get a shout out?
Chasco. It's not going to work, is it?
Let me try again.
Goofy little laptop.
There we go. Oh. Well then, okay.
You don't have enough memory.
You don't even
Evidently.
memory. How many things do you have on here?
Not too much. It's just if it don't have memory to begin with, it's not going to work. Hello to everybody I missed. It's now in here.
I can check it after the live stream.
Okay.
Try to get it to work.
Just remember the school night. Yeah.
I took my shower yesterday.
Probably see you at 8 then. That's usually when Okay?
Okay.
My computer tech is going back upstairs.
Goodbye.
Sparky had a have a little helper hand, and I have a little computer tech, a little computer smarty, you might say, electronic smarty. Well, anyway, guys, looks like we got 12 of you in here. 3 likes already. That's good. Somebody's on the ball here tonight. And we still have somebody. I thought she left.
No, I've been here the whole time.
Well, anyway, welcome to the Thursday night live chat. We got somebody bombing my live feed.
Hello, Vinny.
Hi, Vinny.
Hey, bros.
Oh, there's Vinny. Hi, Digger. Jerry. Dave. Who else was on there?
Ooh, excuse me. Sorry. My tea kicked in.
Get me on YouTube on there so my chat is bigger. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and start this since there's 13 of you in here. That's usually what I get. 13, 14 people, sometimes 16, depending. Rodney, get your tech moving.
Wow.
Yeah, little tech.
You know what? You can fight me.
Anyway, to get this chat started, Steamtown, May 18th. Check Sparky's sign up page. I'm pretty sure we've got, or he has 100 plus, 150 plus by now people. I know it's getting closer and closer to 200. They may have to shut Steamtown down for a day to the public just to get us all in there. But that's, enough about that. That's just a joke. The same day, but anyway, go over to Sparky 107 sign up sheet if you haven't already. Get your hotel early if you are going, and let him know, if you are going. That way he has some kind of idea. He is also doing a dining car dinner. I think it had 40, no, less than that. Last time I heard him say something about it, it was 12 on his dining car video, but it's probably 20, something like that now. I forget what he said last night. Welcome, Golfa. He's from Australia. He does live stream. Anyway, so go over to the dining car video on 107's channel and sign up to have the dining car dinner. It holds like 48 people. We're probably not going to get in because everybody's bringing their wife and their children and all that, and that's, that's...
I'm gonna bring my wife.
Yeah, sure you are. But anyway, later that night, that evening, Roy Smith has planned with the Hudson Model Railroad Club for everybody that's showed up at Steamtown in our group, or our communist group. We are all invited to the Hudson Model Railroad Club May 18th that evening. I think that'll be around 6:30, I believe. Roy Smith mentioned in the video, and his I'm thinking his dispatch episode this past couple days ago, I believe it was. Oh, jeez.
I'm the tech guru.
But so make sure you check that out, as well as check Sparky 107-107's channel out for the sign-up sheets for the dining car dinner and Steamtown. Sparky is doing a lot and working hard to get all this together. He's got, permits, a whole stack of permits that he's worked on, him and his wife Amy. And you can also check his wife Amy out at her new channel, Woodworking with Amy. So make sure you check her woodworking channel out and subscribe. You all right?
Yeah.
And my tech worker is over here
I drank the tea too fast.
hacking up a hairball or something. I don't know what.
Spider-Man.
She don't even have a wig on, Sparky. She's hacking up a hairball. Well, anyway, that's it for the announcements, as far as I know. Besides a special thank you to Sparky 107-107 for the contest that he does almost every Wednesday, and for us moderators. I think that's like once a month thing for the moderator contest. And a special thanks to Chasco for winning and sending me the snowplow prize that he had won 2 weeks ago, 2 contests ago on Sparky's channel. He was nice enough to have email Sparky for Sparky to send me the snowplow, which is the same snowplow that you seen last night. That I'm not too sure who won that one, but it was the same exact one. So, and I'll be showing that here in a little bit. But again, special thanks to Chasco for being nice and generous to send that to me. I wasn't expecting anything from Canada, and I was wondering what Sparky was sending me. And till I read the note inside after I got the box open, and I realized what it was then. So I thank you, Chasco, and I thank you, Sparky, for having the contest. I also want to congratulate Sovereign 207, James. He struck 200 subs last night while on Sparky's live feed. or live chat. So congrats to James. Active contest. Now, this is another active contest. Shout out to, of course, James at Stubborn 207, who started his contest last night for his 200 sub contest. So make sure you check James' channel out, check that video out, his contest video, and make sure you watch the video, understand the rules, and you know, get your name in the contest. The other contest that I know of is Ron's Trains and Things, the Down and Dirty Weathering Contest 2. So make sure you check Ron's Trains and Things out and get in touch with Ron and Ron's Trains and Things at gmail.com, I believe it is. And he will send you a set of rules and the links or to where to send your videos or put your videos up when you get your weathering done. Live streams, the Wooving On Track Tuesday live stream that consists of Wilmer at Indian Head Bowie Model Railroad, Tony at Redbird Tony 2010, Benny at Creative Rails, or in this case, aka Boxcar Benny, as his nickname, and Tom Pilling at ATSF Venta Spur N-Scaler. And you can check one of the four of those out at 7 p.m. on Tuesday nights, and that's Eastern time. Also on Tuesday, but once a month on Tuesday, is Ron's Trains and Things at 9 p.m. Eastern. He does his live stream at 9 p.m. once a month on Tuesdays. So check Ron's Trains and Things out as well. And make sure you get in the weathering contest. I keep thinking about it, but I know the time's getting shorter and shorter. I haven't really had time because of other conflicts going on. So, but the next one you'll want to check out is Wednesday night live chat with our brother Sparky 107 at 7 p.m. Eastern. And make sure you check out his videos for Steamtown and the dining room, or the dining car, the restored dining car, for to get into the dinner on the 18th. Thursday night, you get to look at My Ugly Mug at 7 p.m. Eastern. And, you know, just have some fun and just, you know, deal with me, I guess, what I want to say. Also, you have Friday night with Cousin Vinny at 8 p.m. He will be on tomorrow night with his live chat. He does building, scratch buildings, does, well, he does a great job, just like Sparky does, and, you know, the guys from One Track Tuesday and Ron's Trains and Things and all them. I mean, if it wasn't for these guys from the community, got everybody, I wouldn't even be doing this. I mean, if it wasn't for Vinny and Chuck Baker and Sparky, I wouldn't have never got encouraged to just keep on, you know, doing what I'm doing, to make videos. And I mean, I really got to thank Sparky for most of it, because he really pushed me. It wasn't because of the flood to make the first video on my channel. It was because I was helping somebody and I wanted to make friends in the railroad community and get tips and ideas and stuff like that. So Sparky and Chuck Baker and Vinny is all, you know, always getting a big thank you for that, for pushing me and encouraging me to do what I'm trying to do. Even though I'm DC, it's still, you know, a model railroad layout. Everybody started with DC sometime in their life, because that's all it was back then, besides AC, Lionel, and American Flyer and stuff like that. Marks, MTH, just to name a few. But then Friday and Saturday night both, you at 10 p.m. Eastern, you got 2448 Toy Man. Ron over there in Canada, he does his live streams. And some of those Friday and Saturday nights at 10 p.m. get a little wild and out of control, but you know, we all love Ron Toyman and his sense of humor. So that ends all of that stuff.
I did the blue.
Oh. But anyway, if I can get this thing to set straight. Hey, 21 people. I'm a little popular tonight. Anyway, I'm going to do some mail calls tonight, guys, because I'm so far behind on these mail call videos that I haven't had much time. I'm going to do some tomorrow, but I think I'm going to go ahead and put them on this live feed anyway, just to kill a little bit of time. I probably won't do all of them, but I'll do some of them. What in the... Oh, I did break that. Crap. Well, I don't think I'll be showing those. They kind of dropped earlier, and I kind of figured they probably bust after I fixed them once. Trying to figure out where... Okay. This, if you can see that, I don't know. Okay. Since I'm live by my phone, I guess I ought to put it in the right camera. Right there is the box that I got from Canada. And I'm sorry if your address was on there, Sparky. I didn't realize it was actually in two different spots, but it is. Right here is the gift that I got from Chasco through Sparky 107. Sparky sent it and Chasco won it, but there's the snow plow, which is, I believe, Toronto, Hamilton, and Buffalo number X786. And if you watched Sparky's live feed last night, these, I think he had his out of the box, and I of course, I had mine out of the box, when it first came. But these side pieces open up to make, you know, so the snow goes away from the cab or from their door and so forth, and from the cab. So it all goes into the side of the track or wherever they might be plowing. So again, I thank Sparky for having the contest and Chasco for his kindness and generous of thinking of me and sending that to me. The next item, I just got this today. A Western Maryland boxcar, and you can see it's already got the KD couplers on it, body mounts, and I think it's an it looks like an Afrin. Yeah, I believe it's an no, I'm wrong on that. The frame is actually marked Bachmann, but it looks like it might have Afrin mounted, body mounted Tupperware boxes on it because it's got the Afrin covers on it that clip on the sides. So and I don't recall ever seeing a Bachmann with those kind of Tupperware boxes. So somebody did a little bit of work with it here at. Well, anyway, it's a pretty decent looking car. I mean, the only thing that I see broke is this step at your little foot pieces there, and the other side is the same way at the same place, and the big ladder is got the stirrups right there, on both. So you got a stirrup on each end, but that came from eBay. So that actually came today. So, and as you all know by now, I live in Western Maryland, so that's the reason I try to model some Western Maryland stuff, even though I'm into a lot of different, I got a lot of different railroad stuff. But in this case, nowadays, it don't matter what you run because all the railroads, most of them's gone, balled up, don't exist, and stuff like that. And I'm looking at this stuff here. It looks like stuff is re-broke. I had all that re-glued, and now it's all in a bunch of, which I probably won't get to run them anyway because they're just a little long. But they can go on a siding as planned. What they are, they're I want to say intermobile cars, but the ones that haul the trailers, they're not the container cars. The well cars, I guess, is what the container cars are actually called. So, I will not be showing those because I'm sure you don't want to see a bunch of pieces. And I'm pretty sure I probably lost something when it did drop. That was my fault because I was trying to carry a bunch of stuff in here at the same time. And unfortunately, that box was a little flimsy on top, and it just decided it was going to go airborne onto the floor. And now it'll all be back on the repair bench. So, I also got these off of eBay, pretty cheap. It's just a bag of wheels, no axles or anything. They're basically, the guy said that they was basically brand new, never ran, but I also thought, you know, I could use them for a scrap load, different scrap loads, or just put a pile of them around my scrap yard or along the railroad track somewhere and make it look like they're gathering them up for the scrap yard. So, and they didn't really cost me that much. I gotta always try to make deals and find deals. But anyway, last week I believe is when these things came. I will not be running these because they're 89 foot coated cars. They are auto racks. I have two of them. I have an idea for them and the other two that I'm basically I'm going to take these ramps off and put them on other cars and use them. And you can see that one has 3 on the end. This one don't have them on that end. And then this one has them, and the other end also has it. I'm going to make a footbridge out of these. It's already got the guardrails on top, but I'm going to put them somewhere in a scene where, you know, they can have hikers or bicyclists, not really bicyclists, but you know, walkers, joggers, just people visiting and, you know, doing scenic sights and stuff for the day. They can walk. I'm going to have like a rail trail built out of these. So being that I have 4 of them, you know, there'll be a pretty good long trail and walking distance, because, you know, they're coded as 89 foot cars. So, and they're way too big for what I got to run. My maximum curvage is 18 right now, and my minimum is 15, which I've mentioned several times in my videos. 15 I know is tight, but a lot of my stuff always ran on 15. And when I was a kid, that's what I always started with, and I just never stopped buying 15 radius for some reason. It's just something I got into it.
Fan art. Fan art.
Fan art.
Yep, fan art. Your first fan art, Dad.
Aren't you just sweet?
I forgot your glasses though.
Well, anyway, for the next item,
Aha, I caught it.
I'm glad. I don't need no more broken stuff in here.
Can I keep the book?
You know, if I ever get the stuff out of here.
I
And
get the
Sparky,
book.
you might recognize the name that I'm about to mention, because I know you and a couple other people are collecting Swift cars. I don't know if you can see that, but this is a cattle car or stock car, and if you can see that, the guy had, or whoever owned it had added cows in there. So but it is a Swift car, a Swift Livestock Express car. So it just needs a little bit of repair work, as well as these other ones. This is a Swift. You can see the truck's broke on that one. Needs a couple. There's a few parts in here, but I'm pretty sure I can probably come across a lot of parts that might repair most of this. But that's a red Swift car, as well as this one, which actually has both couplers, both trucks. This coupler is actually broke, or it's missing a spring. It's actually one of those cheaper plastic knuckle couplers. But yeah, there's that one, and then there's a third one which needs a coupler fixed on it. But they're all the same number. I don't know if I'm gonna block any of the numbers out and change them or anything like that. I've never really done any of that to most of my rolling stock, or any of my rolling stock actually. But we'll see in the future. You never know what the future will hold. Here's a Union Pacific boxcar, and it looks like whoever owned it glued the doors back on it, so that's the reason it's open. And I'm getting my head petted. Isn't that sweet? My hair is messed up. But anyway, there's that car, and it's lightly weathered, I guess. I don't really know what kind of weathering job that was, but it's got white streaks and black on the roof, and some white or gray on the ends. Bye.
Bye, people.
Okay. Well, here, I'll latch it. I'm going to get up and latch it. But, let's see. What time is it? 7:45. I might be able to get through the rest of them, but I'll still do separate videos on all of them. So I have separate videos on my channel of stuff. Let's see what's next. Um, this is one of the first packages that came last week, I believe. Um, here's a B&O Gongola. It's, I'm going to say they're probably lifelike or okay, I'm wrong, but um, Trua, the name that took over Tyco, but their or model power is actually old Marks because they got the same parts, but this is a Matura that is same thing as Tyco. And of course, all these are probably that. They just did a little bit of an upgrade on stuff on them. Put screws in the trucks instead of, you know, the pop-in trucks and stuff like that. This may even be, um, might not even be a Metro. This one and this one. These are actually two different cars, but they're the same number and two different colors. So here's this one, which looks a little more like a lifelike, but they've got maybe different couplers on it because or trucks on it, and it looks like body mount couplers. So they might have upgraded it a little bit. I could be wrong. It might not be a lifelike. Maybe one of those other brands. But this one's different on the bottom with the framework right there at my finger, and but it's the same number, just different collar. So, and as you if you haven't noticed, I do a lot of Chessie and B&O and C&O and um, Western Maryland stuff because that's what I'm used to seeing when I was a kid. But here's a Chessie covered hopper. Um, yes, but model power. If you look at the old Marks HO James, the old Marks HO stuff, and the model power stuff, older model power stuff, it's actually the same car. You can actually take parts off of one and put on the other because they're the ones that took um the um molds and stuff like that over. But yes, Marks was owned by Lionel anyway, so more than likely model power was already technically there somehow, I guess. But anyway, there's the other one. They're both the same number, same car. Um, brake wheel. That one's got the brake wheel, and those all got steps, I believe. No, I'm wrong. This one's missing a step. One showing underneath my finger. So, um, that's it for that box. Uh, got two more over here yet. This was from a separate seller. Um, it's a different Napa card than the one I have. I'm in the billboard cars. I'll probably be putting up a shelf in the future down in the train shed to display these kind of cars, or there might even be a billboard train somewhere in the yard setting waiting to pull out. I don't know. Um, just like an excursion type once in a while train type thing. But Napa is a local auto part store around here in Maryland and different places. In case some of you never heard of it. These have bubble wrap over top of them, but if you can see the end of it there, they are the pulp wood cars, you know, with all the railings. Let me see if I can. I won't take both of them out of the box, but see if I can get one of them out of the box. One's a Rio Grande, the black one, and this one I believe is some weird name, and it ain't listed on the box. Yukon, I believe it says. It's Union Carbide name, but it's orange, and this one here, if I can get that out of the box. I haven't even had these out of the box, as you can tell. Undercarriage just fell out of it, but anyway, there's what it looks like. This looks like a big cage. So, and that is a Rio Grande DNR GW 22846, I believe the number is, and this other one is a 796, I believe that number is. So, and I'm thinking the Union Carbide is the same name that you see on the tank cars. So I do believe I have a few of those tank cars somewhere. Anyway, I'm just gonna lay that in there temporarily. And our last one before we go into our had Napa up in New York and here. Yeah, Napa's all over the place, I'm sure, because they're a big, same way if Advance Auto Parts and AutoZone. And I know there's AutoZones and stuff like that down in Virginia and them places, because my dad used to deliver down in them kind of places and used to see them a lot. So this car I kind of like, because it's a different type Norfolk Southern car, the brown and yellow car paint scheme. It has all the steps. It's an Afrin. Knuckle couplers, good trucks, plastic wheels, metal axles. But that ain't nothing new for the out of scale railroad, because that's what we run mostly. And the last two cars, and you have to excuse this one because it fell apart and it needs put back together. It's missing a coupler right now, but I got the coupler and I believe the cover. Yes, I do. And get rid of some parts in there. There's a Western Maryland covered hopper. If I can get my finger out of the middle of it. And of course, here's the frame. And all I have to do is fix the coupler and the cover, the springy thing is there. It just kind of fell apart, and it's broke right here, which a little bit of glue and something, a bottle of something up against it. I believe it'll be just fine. Um, but it's Western Maryland, so I ain't going to complain. And finally, from that same seller, or this same seller, a Western Maryland caboose with the knuckle couplers. Everything's there, including the smokestack. And imagine that, because the smokestacks are usually gone on these things. Um, you know, they wreck, they fall out, and they get lost, and no one just feels like gluing them back in or anything. And that's, that's just normal nowadays for a smokestack to be missing, especially on eBay. It does have one brake wheel missing, which I'm not worried about. I've got brake wheels coming out my hip pocket, I think, off of parts cars. But it does have it on that end. This, however, does have plastic axles and metal wheels. Now, imagine that. Plastic axles and metal wheels, and then you end up with metal axles and plastic wheels. So, any wheels that I can keep clean and they run and so forth, it doesn't bother me, because I'm a model railroader, and I'm an old school model railroader, DC. So it don't matter to me what it looks like, because it's just going to roam by and keep on going. And and if it's in a wreck, it can't hurt it, because it's already partially there. And when my mom and I went and made wheels back in January, to get ahead, so we wouldn't leave it go, forever. Um, all my dad's stuff, mostly my dad's Lionel stuff, and the old metal stuff. Um, and anything of mine that's left in HO is all going to get donated to some train museum somewhere, and that is in my will. If something ever happens to me, it automatically goes to a train museum for a donation, or however it works, and that way it don't get sold to somebody that's just going to keep selling it off somewhere. So now by that time it might change. Might not have a train museum anywhere. We don't know what's going to happen in the future with our train museums and what stations we have, and layouts and stuff. Nobody knows what the future holds. So enough about that. But that's how I wanted it planned. So my dad's stuff would have a good home, and somebody could at least appreciate it in a museum um, with his line oil stuff and whatever happens to my HO stuff. A lot of it ain't, probably really worth much. It just came from a lot of train sales, train shows, yard sales, a lot of Carlisle car shows that I always manage to find some kind of train stuff at a car swap meet. A GM swap meet always ends up having somebody selling a lot of junk plus train stuff. And somehow when my dad was alive, we always went up there and tried to go because we wanted to find parts for my race car and so forth. And we always end up coming back with train stuff and other stuff and never could find car parts that we wanted. So, at least we came home with something. But now that I noticed this, it's after 8 o'clock. Go ahead and promote your channels, and we'll take this to like 8:15. So go ahead and post your channels, any contests, stuff like that. Well, we must have a troll somewhere. Moderators are on the job. But in closing remarks, I want to thank everybody for showing up. I had 21 people in here. I don't know if it went up higher than that or not. I wasn't really watching the chat. My daughter was kind of bombing my live chat, trying to help get the computer working and stuff like that. She downloaded some app that her and her friends use that you can go live on. It's like it's actually a gaming app, but you can go live to YouTube and different networks like that, like Facebook and all those fancy networks that they got. This is called what did she say it was? Omelette Arcade, as an egg omelette arcade. It's some streaming app that she met one of her friends on. So and I told her it sounds like I'm on an app with a bunch of eggheads. She said you probably are. It's something about a mascot that's an actual egg. I'm like, oh geez, what in the world are you getting me on, girl? But she said that it was going to work, and it kind of failed coming on. So I switched to my phone real quick, like I'll usually do in a last minute situation, which was maybe like 7-10 minutes later. But I gotta give the girl credit. A 13-year-old knows more than us older guys or girls, and of course parents of the kids. We always say that we're we're dumb when it comes to computers and electronics. Well, I don't know where kids nowadays in this day and age get their smarts from, because it had to came from my mother, because I was an underclassman when I was a senior. I was in classes, and also special ed classes. Um, so I wasn't getting real good grades and that kind of stuff when I went to school. Um, my 13-year-old daughter Abigail, however, straight A's, honor roll student. Um, besides the 2 weeks back in November of last year, we had a complication that sent her to a different place for 2 weeks, but that's all hopefully took care of and in the past now. So she kind of missed 2 weeks of school due to it, but she's brought her grades back up this marking period. So, and like I say, when it comes to electronics, she's smart. She just jumps right into the computer or phone or whatever, and just like she's done it for 25 years. So, but anyway, guys, see what we got on here for promotion of channels. I probably missed 62 for Schuylkill River Valley, 340 for Union Central System, and welcome to the live stream. Those two. Who else did I miss? They're probably way back here. John Dilly, 341. 138 for Chasco. Somebody got deleted by John. That's yeah, that looks like a troll there. So the last two means new meaning to kit. Discord. Discord is part of OBS, I believe. I think I've seen that on there. It's like a chatting form type thing on OBS, I believe, is where I've seen it. I don't see it. Oh, okay. 203 for James. Golfa 237. 318 for GFW trains. And that's basically all I'm seeing on here in numbers. Well, 18 of you still in here. Dave Piper, 112. 181 for Digger. Vinny, what are you doing for your live stream? Well, you never know with Cousin Vinny. He he thinks up some good topics, good projects. Okay, Vinny, we'll catch you later. I'm about to end this anyway, I think. Anyone can get me 10. Are we talking about 10 subs? Caribbean girl. Let me see if I can. I can't sub to you right now, I don't believe. Because of being live. I can try this way, though. I don't know if it works. I'll get you after I get off of here. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know who she is, Vinny. I think I've seen her on a couple other live feeds. I'm not sure. The name sounds familiar. Yes, I believe I might have seen her on Pusa Studios. That might be where a lot of them that I've seen is coming from. Actually, I thought I was already subscribed to her, but evidently not. Anyway, I'm going to end this, guys. Thanks for 18 likes and 21 viewers earlier. I've still got 16 of you in here. I'm real grateful for having 21 because I usually don't get that many on a Thursday night. I think Thursday is kind of an off night. Everybody's just kind of just maybe busy and going into hiding for Friday, or some of you might get, off for Friday and have to work, go back Sunday or something like that instead of Monday morning. You would go back Sunday night or something like that. But anyway, I thank you all for showing up. I appreciate it, every one of you. God bless you. Be safe. And everybody have a good rest of the night or day, depending where you are. And we'll catch you on the next live feed or one of the many videos that's getting backed up on my end. So, catch y'all later.